Hi, I don't really look my best. I also don't really give a fuck. So today's video is gonna be really random and really weird, and I've wanted to film it for a while. It's definitely a little controversial. It's definitely a little problematic, but I also haven't posted any controversial or problematic story times in a very long time, and I see videos a lot where YouTubers expose the rudest celebrities they've ever met, or they expose the rudest YouTubers they've ever met. I've definitely thought about making those videos. I definitely might in the future. I don't know how I feel about them entirely because I feel like people have bad days, and I also feel like I've seen a lot of videos about me where it's like, I met Tana Mojo and she did this and she was so rude, and the video is just not true. It's literally just someone lying. So I don't know if I want to like contribute to that. I don't know. I have yet to see any YouTubers film videos where they expose rude or shitty companies or TV shows. That's probably because most YouTubers want brand deals. Like, I'm just a fucking idiot, but I don't really care. And I had a very weird experience with Dr. Phil. It's not really a bad experience. I'm not really exposing them. It's just a really weird experience. And I had a really frustrating, angry, bad experience with the Teen Choice Awards, and why not fucking talk about them? So that's what I'm doing today. I definitely could do more things like this if you guys want me to talk about more companies that do shitty shit. So yeah, before I ruin any potential offers that I could receive in the future, make sure to subscribe. Click that little bell to turn your notifications on. Follow all my social media in the description below. Subscribe to my vlog channel. Also, everybody always asks where my shirts are from in my videos, and this is from Laura's Boutique. I will link it below. Use code TANA for 10% off. So I think I'm gonna start with the Teen Choice Awards because that one definitely makes me so much more angry. Definitely frustrates me. The Dr. Phil one doesn't frustrate me at all. It's just fucking weird. And I'm gonna talk about The Bachelor / Bachelorette for like 30 seconds. But anyway, so all of this took place probably like a year ago, and I'd been on social media for about a year. Everything was smooth sailing. Everything was going great. One day I hop on Twitter and I notice that all of my like stan accounts, like hella YouTubers, are all tweeting about the Teen Choice Awards and like voting for other YouTubers to be nominated for Teen Choice Awards, whether it was like Best Beauty Influencer, like Choice Male Web Star, Choice Female Web Star, Choice Comedy Web Star, all these Teen Choice Award categories for social media stars. And so then I go and I click on my mentions, and I notice that some people are tweeting like, I vote at Tana Mojo for hashtag Choice Female Web Star, like at Teen Choice Awards. And I'm like, oh shit, like obviously if an award show is gonna pick out the nominees for anything, they're not gonna fucking pick me. I'm not brand safe. I fucking suck. So many more people on the internet are so much more talented than me at Liza Koshy. But if the voting is in the hands of my fans, who says I can't win? And especially because this was like a time where no one on this planet fucking hated me at all, and it would be very easy to get a lot of people to vote for me for it. So instantly I go like 0 to 100 and start asking all of my fans on Twitter to vote for it, retweeting like every single vote. Like, I was an annoying bitch about this, like on Snapchat every day. Vote me for hashtag Choice Female Web Star. Vote me for hashtag Choice Female Web Star. Vote me for hashtag Choice Female Web Star. Then I started constantly like looking at that shit, lurking it on Twitter. And the cool thing about Twitter is when a hashtag is tweeted a lot, when you click on it, you can see the #1 accounts that are like associated with the hashtag. Like, Twitter literally tells you the @ names that are being tweeted the most with the hashtag. So if you were clicking on Choice Female Web Star during all of this, it was like the Merrill Twins, the Gabby Show, me, Lily Singh, Bethany Moda, like a bunch of other people. But like when you looked at that list of people, I was in like the top 3. Twitter was literally saying like, this person is being tweeted along with these other people the most with this hashtag, which made me think I had a chance, you know? And so for the next like 3 weeks, like in my videos, like over Twitter, like over Snapchat, Instagram, everywhere, all I am talking about is vote me for hashtag Choice Female Web Star. And then right before the celebrity nominees were announced for Teen Choice Awards that weren't internet wise, because they get announced in like waves. One week they announce all of the celebrity nominees, and then like the next week they announce all of the like internet nominees. I get in contact with someone from a Teen Choice Awards, and I'm talking to them, and I'm like, yo, like I'm super vulgar, like I'm not a teen choice, like I'm definitely not like a Nickelodeon choice, if that makes sense. Am I wasting my time? Like, should I even keep asking my fans to vote for me? Is this rigged? Like, blah blah blah. And so this person, I'm not gonna say their names, bless their heart, they might be naive, I'm not even gonna talk shit, but they, long story short, say like, you're not wasting your time at all, like whoever's fans vote for them the most will be nominated. And so I'm like, okay, so right now if I like look up this hashtag, like I'm one of the like top 3 fucking people being tweeted with this hashtag, does that mean I will be nominated? And they're like, obviously yes, like if up until the votes are done being cast though, like someone else gets tweeted more, like they would get nominated more, like, but if at the time that they cast the votes you were the person that was being tweeted about with that hashtag the most along with other people, you would be nominated. And so that's when I went from like, oh, this is something I'm promoting a lot because it's a possibility and it's really cool, to like, I might have this in the bag. I didn't ever really think I was gonna win either. I just wanted to be nominated. Like, I thought it was a cool thing to be fucking nominated for a Teen Choice Award. So I spent the next week, because because of what this person said to me, pushing hashtag choice female web star at Tana Mojo 10 times fucking harder than I already was. Following people, retweeting them, just like my whole timeline, all of my social medias, I'm just oversaturating with like free promotion for the Teen Choice Awards. They announced the first wave of celebrity nominees and there's like a week left and I'm just going as hard as I fucking can, putting my heart, my soul, my fucking dick and balls into getting people to vote me for choice female web star. And again, I'm using like services to check like what hashtag is being tweeted the most, like what name with what hashtag. I'm looking at Twitter, I'm looking at how many people are tweeting mine, like I'm doing my research. And so the night before they're announced, I call my manager, I talk to him, he's like, yo, like I'm checking this, like you are one of the people being the most tweeted with this, like we got this. You will probably wake up tomorrow with a nomination. People from the Teen Choice Awards are saying you're being tweeted about a lot. This is really dope. This could be really good for you because obviously your brand is really vulgar, but like showing that you can drive an audience to tweet something that many times is really cool. And so at the time I was dating my boyfriend Summer and I sleep in the next day and I wake up at like fucking 3 p.m. because I'm in Vegas and that's all I do when I'm there. And I wake up to him being like, you didn't get nominated for a Teen Choice Award. Like that was the first thing he said. Like I woke up and was like ready to check my phone and he was like, you didn't get nominated. And I was just like, damn. I remember that feeling. I was so upset. I was so upset. Because first of all, putting your heart and soul into anything and hoping for something and setting an expectation, setting a goal, wanting something really bad, working really hard at it, and then not getting it is obviously incredibly disappointing. However, if things were fair and square and I really wasn't voted for the most, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have been like, well, those people got voted for more. Like, I get it. But I talked to the people from the fucking Teen Choice Awards where they're saying like, yeah, you are getting voted for the most. Like, yeah, like you're killing it. Keep promoting, keep retweeting, blowing smoke up my ass so that I keep promoting the fuck out of their company, getting hundreds of thousands of tweets about the Teen Choice Awards driven by me. And I'm not saying I'm the only one. Obviously, like Cameron Dallas, the Dolan twins, the Gabby Show, the Lily Singh, like everyone tweets about the Teen Choice Awards because they want to win one. Like it's not like I'm the only person promoting, but like I felt very used and very frustrated. Were they just telling me that the entire time so that I was talking about it and promoting their award show as much as humanely possible? And so I look at the nominees and I know for a fact, I remember at least one of them I had checked. They were voted for less than me, which was so frustrating to me. And nothing against them. Like, congratulations, you're nominated for a fucking Teen Choice Award. You're better than me. Like, good for you. It's nothing against them. It's against the unfairness of the fucking Teen Choice Award. And so I get on my phone and I instantly go to get into contact with people that I know that work with the Teen Choice Awards. The second I get on the phone, I'm not even nice. Like, I'm a fucking cunt about it. I'm like, you lied to me. You lied to me so I would promote your fucking company. Like, why else would you tell me that? That makes absolutely no sense at all. Like, if you think I'm too vulgar, if you think I cuss too much, if you think I didn't fit your brand, why didn't you tell me that when I straightforward fucking asked you? Oh my god, am I mad again? Because I think I am. Like, you made me wait up for it, anticipate for it, get so fucking excited, build up hope for it, just to like crush my dreams and let me find out by literally looking at it on the fucking Teen Choice Awards website because like you're too pussy to tell me. And like if I, like, it's crazy to me that like you say your voting's public and your voting is decided by the fans, but if anyone really does any research, they can see who the people who are the most voted for are really. Yes, there's online voting, but the majority of the voting is through the hashtags. So if anyone really wants to research it, they would see that like your shit is fucking rigged. They were very PR about it. They knew how to say everything without saying it, beat around the bush and make it sound really nice, but like the point of what they were saying was like, your brand isn't clean enough for the Teen Choice Awards. We don't think it like it would fit. They just kept saying it wasn't a healthy fit and that our brands were different and it would be bad for me too. Yeah, winning a Teen Choice Award would be so bad for me. Like, holy fuck, like I would hate to ruin my career like that. Like, just beating around the bush as fuck. And so finally I was like, okay, so like you're not gonna say yes, but you are telling me like this is rigged. And they're like, well, it's not that it's rigged. Like, a team of producers just control the final outcome, aka it's rigged. You're basically answering my question. Can you at least tell me how many times I was voted for, what place I would have came in if it would have been solely decided by fan votes, if it would have been solely decided by how many people tweeted hashtag choice female web star at Tana Mojo, what place would I have came in the order of the nominees? And they literally verbatim said if it were chosen by only fan votes on Twitter, I was the second most voted for under the hashtag choice female web star, and only like a few hundred off of the person who was the first voted for. They didn't tell me who the first one was, so I don't know. Which means if they would have chose me, I would have had a good chance of promoting it 10 times harder and possibly winning if it were actually up to the fans. At least that's what I think anyways. And so I was like, and that means nothing to you. Like, my fans literally voted for me second. Like, I should be the second nominee. You chose who you wanted. Like, you could have picked someone who was nominated 18 times, really. And they're like, well, it's not that. Like, it's very strategic, like, with the team. yeah, I wasn't nominated for a Teen Choice Award, even though I absolutely should have been. I'm not even sitting here saying I'm talented or I deserve it in any way. I'm literally saying, like, numbers wise, I fucking deserved it. And so then, like, a few weeks later, I still end up getting invited to the Teen Choice Awards. And of course I went because I was a naive little social media influencer person who didn't want to, like, piss off the Teen Choice Awards, and obviously wanted to go with my friends and, like, have a good time, see, like, Flo Rida live, and, like, see all my, like, social media friends who were nominated for things. And to me, that's just crazy. Like, the fact that it was rigged, they knew that I knew that. They told me that. They fucked me over. They lied to me, and they're like, oh, but, like, still come. Like, it's good promo for, like, our award show. And that year at the Teen Choice Awards, the Choice Female Web Star that won was Lily Singh. And she actually, like, wasn't even there, and they announced, like, the most voted for person was Lily Singh, and she won. But if you did any research, the Gabby show was pulling votes, pulling hashtags, pulling the most tweets about it, pulling whatever, and she was nominated. Like, she was there. She promoted it, like, so much. Blew my mind, really frustrated me. Lily's awesome, Gabby's awesome, I'm just saying. That shit is fucking rigged, which is absolutely crazy to me. And it's also crazy to me that most influencers know this. Like, I've literally had a conversation about the Teen Choice Awards being rigged with, like, so many social media influencers, but, like, they would rather go to the award show or possibly be nominated or whatever than, like, speak out on it. But obviously at this point, I know I ain't never getting nominated for a Teen Choice Award, even if I fucking rightfully win it. So, like, I don't have anything to lose at this point. I know that Shane Dawson made a video about the Teen Choice Awards being rigged because he won one, and, like, they never sent him his surfboard, and, like, a bunch of weird shit happened or whatever, and there are videos out there about it, but I wanted to share my experience because it was so frustrating to me. It really wasn't frustrating to me at all that I wasn't nominated or I didn't win or whatever. It's that I was lied to, and the only reason why I can think that I was lied to and told, like, oh, you have a chance, like, you're killing it, you're crushing it, like, keep going, you're in, like, the top 3 right now, like, blah blah blah, was so that I would keep promoting the Teen Choice Awards, which in my opinion is so fucking, like, shady and shitty. You approve of my brand enough to let me promote the fuck out of your event, but, like, God forbid enough people vote for me to win an award. And if you don't want people being nominated that aren't brand safe, don't say that your award show is based on fan votes, you know? Then it's not. Now I guess I want to move on to Dr. Phil. By far less angering, just very interesting. So in the very beginning of my YouTube career, like, lived with my parents, had maybe like 100,000 subscribers. One of the first really big things I got offered to do via email was be on the Steve Harvey show. And it was in Chicago. They wanted to fly me there. They wanted to pay me. They wanted to put me in a 5-star hotel. The episode of the show was going to be on weird/gross things that people do, and mine was going to be like obsessively cracking my knuckles. Speaking of that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. I get a call from this lady. Let's say her name is Catherine. Catherine calls me and she's like, hi, we would love to have you. We'd love to fly you out. Like, we're filming next week. It would just be like 5 to 10 minute segment on you and your weird obsession with cracking your knuckles. And so of course I'm like super down. I like sign a fuck ton of waivers, press release forms. I was under 18, so I had my parents sign them. And then after I signed it all, which first of all, the second you sign it, even if you're not on the show, you're signing something that says, hey, even if I'm not on the show, you can use any form of my likeness and sell it for any amount of money for the next like 10 years, no matter what I say or do, which is very scary because most shows don't make you sign something like that crazy, especially if you're just going on for like 5 minutes. And like another thing that says you can never like slander the show or like any show like that or say anything bad about it or whatever. But obviously at this time, like, I had barely 100,000 subscribers. The thought of being on mainstream television was absolutely crazy to me. The fact that like having my YouTube channel could like bring me an opportunity like that was like absolutely crazy to me. So I send it back to her, and after I send it back, she's like, oh yeah, and like one more thing, like while you're on the show, you can't promote your YouTube channel at all. Like, you can't say you're a YouTuber. So like, where did you work before YouTube? And I'm like, oh, like I worked at PacSun. And they're like, okay, like you're just gonna have to pretend like you worked at PacSun and like you don't have a YouTube channel and like whatever. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, we don't like promote anything like other than like our stuff and like segments like this. Like, you'd be promoting your channel, you could gain followers. And I'm like, so like what? Like, what's the problem with that? Like, who cares? But obviously at the time I was still very, very down. So I get like all the way ready to go on the Steve Harvey show, and then like last minute my parents like wouldn't let me go. I still to this day have absolutely no idea why they wouldn't let me. I think that honestly they just saw me being really happy and really excited about going on the Steve Harvey show, and they were like, no, because my dad was like, oh, like, well, we would have to pay for your food, and like I had YouTube money at the time, and I was like, I'll pay for it. And they're like, well, we don't want you to waste your money. And I'm like, okay, then like I'll ask the show for a per diem. The show gives me a per diem, and I was like, okay, like everything's fine now. And they're like, well, we don't want you to fly that far, like you're under 18. And I'm like, okay, well, don't worry, like they gave me a +1, like since I'm under 18, like I can fly with one of you guys can go, like mom doesn't work, she can go. And they're like, well, like mom doesn't want to fly all the way to Chicago, like blah blah blah, you can't go. And so then I was gonna go alone, and they're like, oh, we're gonna call the cops on you. And like I didn't end up going on the Steve Harvey show, but I still kept in contact with this lady Catherine. And so probably like 6 months go by, my stalker story blows up, I do like a stalker update. I want to say this was right after he broke into my first home, like the first home I moved into after YouTube when I was 17, and my stalker broke into that house, and I like had to move out, and I was like staying with my parents trying to find a new place to live. live, and it was like terrifying. That was definitely like one of the worst points of my stalker ever, other than like at my loft. And so I'm staying at my parents' house, like freaking out about all this stalker stuff, posting it everywhere, and I get a call, and it's from Catherine from the Steve Harvey Show. So I pick it up, and she's like, Tana, like long time no talk. I've been seeing you succeeding so much lately. Like it's so crazy that like I talked to you when you had like 100,000 subscribers. We're so happy for you, blah, blah, blah. Like we saw your stalker story. I actually don't work with Steve Harvey anymore. I work with Dr. Phil. And I'm like, oh shit, this was before the Catch Me Outside girl. So who knows? I could have been the first Catch Me Outside girl. No, I'm just kidding. And so she was like, long story short, Dr. Phil wants to do an entire episode on you and your stalker. And I'm like, what? Because that's crazy. I grew up watching Dr. Phil. I actually really like the show. I've watched hundreds of episodes. This was definitely the time in my life where I felt the least protected for my stalker, the most freaked out about it. I hated it the most. I was talking about it everywhere all the time. Like there was literally points where I would be talking about it because I like fucking thought I was gonna die. And I wanted the world to know like if I die, like this is why type shit. So the fact that like I would be able to tell my story on like national television and like obviously just getting recognition too for my YouTube videos and my story and stuff like that was so cool. And like I love Dr. Phil and like I still hadn't had an opportunity to be on like mainstream television, so like that was crazy to me. And so I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. Like you don't have to pay me, like I'll fly to you, like I don't care, like whatever. And so we set up a date to like film this. I want to say it was in like January of this year or maybe like November, December of last year, I don't know. We set up an appointment to like film it at their studios in LA. She sends me 30 fucking release forms, same shit, like Dr. Phil can sell my likeness, he can use my likeness or anything. I can never slander him in any way, which I don't, this isn't like slander. I can never say anything bad about my experience on the show. Like I have to say and do whatever they want me to say and do. I sign them all. I get back on the phone with her and she basically says like, okay, like you're gonna come in next week to film. Like now that you've signed this, you signed a form basically saying whatever we tell you to say and do on the show, you have to say and do. And there's even like another clause on that same piece of paper that basically said like they can portray me in any way that they want. Like if they want to portray me as like it's all in my head and like I'm a fucking psychopath or like a really mean girl or like a crazy person or like someone really stupid, like or like a bad daughter, a bad friend, like if they want to portray me in any negative way, I can never slander the show back. And then if they portray me in any negative way and I ever like talk about it, I would have to like go along with whatever way that they like portrayed me. So her and I eventually get into this deep conversation where she's like, basically like what we would want to do is like have you tell your whole stalker story. Like Dr. Phil would kind of pretend like he doesn't believe it. You would like fight with him and go back and forth and get very angry. There would be like inquisitive things where we like question if it's like all in your head type of thing. There'd be like a small segment where you would like empower other girls if like they were being stalked though, so that like it ends in a good note. And then she literally verbatim says, and then if you could like get a hold of your stalker, we could have him like walk out and we could do like a dramatic reveal and then we could have you guys like confront each other and you guys like ask each other questions and like we could like show his yearbook photo with yours like from your 2nd grade class. Does that sound good? And so I literally was just like flabbergasted. Like here I was thinking I was just gonna get an opportunity to like go on Dr. Phil and like tell my story. And it makes no sense because really like my stalker story is fucking crazy on its own. I have so much proof. I had so many things at that time too that I still have that are like unseen things, unseen like footage, unseen like little tidbits of things he's done, like lots of proof. Like I had a lot of stuff to like line it up and like it would have been like a really good show like on its own, like just the normal story as is. And they're basically telling me like long story short, like we want to make you look like a dumb lying bitch. Like is that cool? Like will you do it for free? Hee hee. And so then I just kind of say no. They also again tell me just like with the Steve Harvey show, they would portray it as if like I just wrote them a letter about like my crazy stalker. Like they wouldn't talk about my YouTube channel or my YouTube videos once. Like I would just be like some random girl. There are literally parts in that letter saying if they wanted to like change my fucking name they could, like if they wanted to change the way I dressed and like my fucking hair color. And then obviously there's absolutely no way that I could just be like, hey stalker, like I know you're really busy like trying to ruin my life and all and like breaking into my house and like hiding from me completely and I have no contact of you, but like want to be on the Dr. Phil show with me where I make you look like the world's worst fucking human? That would absolutely never happen. I mean not only do I have absolutely no way to contact my stalker and not only is that just like the funniest thing in the world to me, like that would never happen. So I basically say no, and then there's kind of like a big aggravation / uncomfortable frustration where I can tell that it's like, well you already signed this, like if we really wanted to you would have to go on the show. I guess once you sign it you like legally bind yourself to doing it, so like technically if I didn't they could like take me to court and whatever, but I could tell by the way she was wording everything, she knew if they were gonna like try to force me to go on Dr. Phil, like I would fucking story time the fuck out of this bitch and like fight her. It's not like I was gonna gonna be like threatened into going on Dr. Phil and like portraying something that I wasn't, if that makes sense. So we both just kind of like ended it there, and it kind of ended with like me being like, well, if you ever want me on the show to genuinely just tell my stalker story, if you guys want to try to contact my stalker, if you want to do like actual real things, like hit me up. And her being like, well, like I'll pitch that idea to Phil, but like I don't see it happening, but like if you ever want to do it our way, like the phone works both ways, just give me a call, hee hee. And me just being like, okay, dumb bitch, bye. And so I know a lot of people hate the Catch Me Outside girl, and I'm sure that this will receive hate, but she has said it herself a million times. They made her out to look really bad, and I know firsthand that like that's what they do now, and that that's what they've always done, and that's what shows like that do. I honestly probably bet that Danielle Bregoli's mom thought that like they were actually just gonna go on the show to like work out their family problems. Don't get me wrong, like she said, catch me outside, how about that? But I'm sure that like any parts of them having like good heartfelt moments were like cut out to make her look worse, and that's probably why she doesn't fucking like Dr. Phil, which makes perfect sense to me. And so this is just a random tidbit, but like 4 or 5 months later, I get a call from Catherine from the Steve Harvey / Dr. Phil / whatever the fuck, like apologizing to me for ever even asking me to like do that, saying that she respects me so much more and that like she doesn't meet people in this industry that like have as much integrity as I do. This bitch on the phone this day was like an entirely different human, like beaming the whole time. And I'm just like, so what was the reason you called? Like, what's up? And so she's like, you're not gonna believe this. This is the biggest offer I've ever gotten for someone. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. Well, what's going on? And she's like, well, I still work on the Dr. Phil show, but I'm working with whatever network has the fucking Bachelorette right now, and they're letting me cast for like all of our upcoming dating shows. I have final say in like who gets to be on the show. And so right now we're looking for the next Bachelorette, and the Bachelorette is like where it's like one girl and like 50 fucking guys trying to like date the one girl, if that makes sense. And I'm like, oh, well, like I wouldn't really be interested, I don't think. Like I'm in a relationship, like I was in a relationship at the time. Like this was a minute ago. She was like, well, I wouldn't turn it down that fast. Like this is the 3rd time you've tried to put me on some fucking fugazi ass TV show and like sign my life away and like not let me promote who I am at all. Give me no money. I'm not really here for it. I appreciate your offers. It's very crazy to me that I am in contact with you and that you bring me so many opportunities to be on mainstream television, because that was a dream of mine growing up, acting and like being on TV and stuff. But I only want to do these things if I can be like authentically myself and if it were like worth my time and if I were getting paid for it. And obviously for this one, it just doesn't fit my brand. Like I'm not looking to date right now. Like she's like, well, this one's actually different. Like it's a different television network. It's a different casting company. You would be able to say exactly who you are. You'd be able to be yourself. And I'm still just like, I don't think so. Like I'm not in the mood to date, whatever. And she's like, oh yeah, and the contract starts at $1 million. Before you even walk onto the show, you would be getting $1 million. And so I remember sitting there just being like, oh, how much money? And her being like, no, yeah, it starts at $1 million, like depending on how well the episodes do, depending on like if brands want to work with you, you'll be working with so many companies after, like People Magazine and like all of the tabloids and like talk shows and all that kind of stuff. Like it could really kickstart a crazy career for you. And so she's like, just think on it, just know that this could change your life forever, like blah blah blah, like relationships aren't forever, etc. And I'm like, okay, let me think about it, give you a call back, bye. And so I pretty much like tell everyone in my life. Everyone is telling me to do it, obviously except for the person I'm dating at the time. He eventually is basically just like, well, I couldn't watch it, but like if you want to, it's okay. But then it kind of went back and forth of like, just kidding, like I'd rather break up with you, like blah blah blah. And because I am a good Samaritan and a humble person and the best girlfriend ever, I'm just kidding. But I ended up deciding that because I was currently dating someone, that I would turn down the money and I would turn down the show. They ended up casting someone else and interviewing a bunch of social media stars, but they never picked a social media star. And I remember every day while I was thinking about it, she was texting me like, you don't even have to audition, like you have it in the bag, like they want a wild girl, like they've never had a girl like you. We feel like you would put the boys in check, like that's so dope, blah blah blah. Well, I was just like thinking of the fucking like Bentleys I could have, like sobbing in bed. But no, I don't regret it. I think that my life would have definitely gone in a very different path, and I don't necessarily know if that's the way I would have wanted fame for being like that bitch who like dated a bunch of guys. And then that also brought into play like, do I have to marry a person that I meet on there? Am I gonna have to like fake that marriage? What if it's real? What if I fell in love with them? Like what? It all became way too much, which does suck. And on the social media aspect of things, I would never have wanted to be the person who like, oh, you chose that over your relationship. And then we broke up and now I'm $1 million less rich than I could have been. No, I'm kidding. Really. I'm seriously just fucking fine. Like, it's not even a big deal. Like, it's fine. Alright, guys. That was today's video. I don't really know what to call it. The teen choice words fucking suck. Dr. Phil / Steve Harvey is fucking weird as shit, and I almost think I just defended the Catch Me Outside girl. If you guys want me to keep up this series, or if you guys really want to hear about bad celebrity experiences, or maybe bad YouTuber experiences, let me know in the comments below. I had a great time filming this, and I can honestly say, I feel great to get the teen choice awards thing off of my chest. The Dr. Phil one is just fucking weird as shit. And if you ever want to have me back to tell my real stalker story, I would love the free promo, Phil. No, but really, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this more chill story time. I'm filming on my phone, which I absolutely love. Like, just sitting down in front of my phone is such an incredible feeling to me, and I don't think it ever won't be. So just talking to you guys today was awesome. Make sure to subscribe. Click that little bell to turn your notifications on so you get notified when I randomly and consistently upload. Follow all of my social media in the description because that is where I spend 99% of my time when I'm not here on YouTube, and I love reading you guys' Instagram comments and your tweets. And I'm a fucking crazy wild bitch on Snapchat, so I would love if you guys joined me with all of that kind of stuff. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.